What's going on, guys? Is here back again with another video. And today we are reading Jujutsu Kaisen. We're on chapter 159, and it is titled Judgment. Last chapter, I guess we got Hikari on the team finally, and now they're speculating who they're gonna go after. It looks like Hajime and I forget his name right off the top of my head. Read it last night, but we're gonna hop into this chapter. So let's get into it. Switch to one page and let's get it. In Japan, 99.9% of criminals' trials end in a guilty verdict. I had a cat. Continue. Excuse me. But the police started talking to me all of a sudden. More joined until there were 2 or 3. But if they arrested me, my cat would have died. If you can't have you can't have a cat. That's a rule. So no one knows I have one. In March 2016, a mother of a young daughter were found stabbed to death in their home in Morioka City, Awate Prefecture. The prosecutors officers suspect local resident Kiete Oi. I think that's it, Kiete O. So they arrested him and charged him with suspicious of murder and robbery. Oi had fled during the questioning by patrol officers. They followed him to his home and found a bloody blade. They practically caught him red-handed. Later, analysis showed that the blood's DNA on the blade matched that of the victims. Yet Oi insisted he was innocent. Regarding the blade, he said, "I picked it up. It wasn't mine." Oh, give me a break. He fled the interrogation because he was guilty, right? Not quite. The authorities once illegally questioned him because he had an acquaintance who was using drugs. So you're saying it's trauma? Even so, he just happened to pick up the bloody knife. Why? He claims he planned to give it to the police later. Later? I know. His reasons defy belief. But there are his circumstances. When I consider how he worked a live-in job for a nonprofit, it isn't impossible. What nonprofit? It mostly runs a shelter and supports independent living for elderly who have no place to go. He had a job caring for people there. However, they didn't pay wages. Instead, he received pocket money at New Year's, box lunches, and groceries. Nevertheless, they forced him to pay 50,000 yen each month in rent. Gross. More than a few of the residents have a record, and was for why he didn't immediately turn in the weapon. You can't call the police or an ambulance. It's a rule because it'll bother the neighbors. It sounds suspicious. Yes, very suspicious. Ever since the earthquake relief money started pouring into the Tohoku region, there have been more and more shady nonprofits. So it's no surprise a weapon was lying around. There's a good possibility Oya is innocent. First, we look into the nonprofit activities and taxes and run background checks on all the residents. I'll ask around about Oi. Shimitsu, I think that's her name. You handle the rest. Hey, aren't I doing most of the work? And can you take care of that cat? As a public defender for the state assigned cases, the pay sucks and you're overworked. The public assumes Oi is guilty. With murder, there are no chance of suspension sentence. He could even get the death penalty, so why bother? Why did you take this case, Mr. Higuramu? Higurama. I think that's his name. Higurama. Yeah, okay. I was making sure I get his name right. Hopefully I got it right. It's alright to take these cases sometimes. Easy work dulls one skill. Crap. The page glitched. Okay, here we go. It isn't sometimes. Isn't it sometimes? Isn't it sometimes? Isn't it sometimes? You're thinking out loud. Haha. Higuramu. Higurama. Higuruma never changes. It's awful when your boss isn't interested in money. Yeah, but not so awful that I have to start a cafe on the side, like you, Takagi. You never said he changed. Was he always like that? Well, actually, he may have gotten worse. Huh? When he was at my office, he handled a case involving reckless driving, specifically drunk driving. The defendant was 19. His workplace forced him to drink and drive, and everyone agreed to tell the same story. He couldn't pay to settle, nor could he get a probation. Liar. You said they find me innocent. Look at the way he treated you, even though you never said they find him innocent. Only that his sentence could be suspended. Now, have you learned your lesson? Being a criminal lawyer isn't worth it. Saving the weak and powerless is admirable. But what can we do against the court and prosecutors? Why keep going when even our clients despise us? They're just up against a wall, financially and emotionally. So they take it out on us. But what about your mental state? Higurama. He just looking. His mental state is not good. The court finds the defendant innocent, and they're murmuring around the court. We actually won. No, not yet. They'll immediately appeal. Oh, and news circulating. How much did they offer? The law is dead and prosecutors. Regarding the suspicious verdict, foreman says that was bought. Oh, dang. Nothing stolen was found in your room. And someone went missing from the non-profit soon after the crime. Above all, you showed up in the convenience store security camera footage at the same time as the estimated time of death. Good thing you don't cook, huh? Thank you so much, Counselor Higurama. Counselor isn't necessary. Anyway, there will be a second trial. I helped too, you know. No, I don't mean that. Thank you for believing in me. Appeal hearing, second trial. Guilty life imprisonment. While independent defense lawyers rely on a limited fund and small staff, public prosecutors have access to tax money and manpower in gathered evidence. That's to be expected because it's simply the way the system works. But prosecutors fail to provide new evidence. The second trial, the court passed a sentence based on the shoddy argument that there was no reason to suspect the missing person, thereby overturned the previous ruling. The third trial before the highest court is unlikely because it refuses to hear most cases. Even getting a fair hearing is improbable. The system branded him guilty from the very start. He's not that bad of a guy. He's working. Why do they look at me like that? But what about your mental state? Higurama. I'm not trying to save the weak and powerless. Ever since I was a kid, I couldn't leave things alone. If something wasn't right, I couldn't leave things alone if something wasn't right, and that hasn't changed. Lady Justice wears a blindfold to represent the law's impartiality, and people close their eyes to spare themselves the truth. But even so, in order to not shake off the hands that cling to me, even if I'm the only one, I want to keep my eyes open. If there are any objections to this decision, you must petition for a final appeal within 15 days. And then that's the court session. Mr. Higurama. I think that's how you say it. Everyone come back. We're having a retrial. Wait, what the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Okay. I didn't see this coming at all. Okay. Wow. All right. Anyway, okay. This is caught me off guard. Anyway, I'm gonna hop in the next chapter because this definitely caught me off guard. If you guys want to see that reaction, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, that way you'll know when it's out. If you like this video, give it a like. If not, give it a dislike. Doesn't really matter to me. If you want to see more of me, check me out on Nerdcoast Studios and Nerdcoast to level up. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, follow me at You Know. Until then, you know where to find you know.